What is good? Michael LaRocco here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Journey of an Entrepreneur. This is episode 10, and today I'm going to be sharing my experiences with the conference that I went to over the weekend. The conference that I went to, it had some amazing speakers. The conference name was Agency Influence, and it talked about just that. It talked about your agency. It talked about the influence you need to bring so that way you can attract the right people into your business. But it all really came down to, if you're a lead generation expert, you need to focus your business and your pitch not on lead generation. You need to focus your business more on the consulting side of it. Because if you bring 50, 100 leads into a business, but their processes do not work and they can't close the leads that you're bringing in, then you're going to be the one that's blamed for it. So the number one thing that I'm going to be switching in my own business is I'm going to be looking at my business as more of a consultancy instead of a lead generation business. Because when you go in and you pitch people, people can get leads. That is one thing that they can get, but turning those leads into customers is something that a lot of business owners struggle with. A lot of business owners and their employees, they don't realize that they are salespeople and that they always need to be selling. So if you can go into a business and you can really show them where their processes are failing throughout their funnel, then you can really just optimize their entire process into something that does convert. So if they're converting around 15 to 20%, if you can get that to 10 or 20%, then they're going to be converting at 25 to 35%. Which is a lot better than the 15% that they were starting at. So not only are they bringing in new leads and able to convert at a higher conversion rate, but they're actually able to take all the other leads that are in their pipeline and convert even more of those. So not only are you rejuvenating the prospects that they thought they lost, but you're able to start doing your lead generation, bringing in new customers, and really helping them increase their revenue without having to spend more time in their business doing it. So if you can go in there, you can create a sales process that I know a lot of them, like if you're talking about a chiropractor or a dentist or a doctor, a lot of their front desk associates are their sales department. But they don't see themselves as their sales department. So you really got to go in there and you got to help them shift their mindset and really understand that they are the face of the company. And when it's the face of the company, you are the sales associates. If you look at a car wash, the face of the car wash is the sales associates. The face of a retail store is the cashiers. But if you really think about it, the cashiers should be out there selling stuff as well. If they see somebody that has a pair of pants, they should be like, hey, do you need a belt to go with that pair of pants? We have belts on sale over in that department over there. And just different ways like that. I personally believe that's why a lot of retail stores are failing, because they don't do them upsells throughout the process of people actually looking through. And when you're in business, you need to try to get as many upsells in as possible. So if you see somebody with a pair of shoes, go up to them and be like, hey, do you need a pair of socks to go with those shoes? I know if you go into like Famous Foot Locker or any of those shoe departments, they will try to upsell you on a pair of shoes. But if you go into like a Target or a Walmart, they won't. And the amount of money that is really left on the table from them not doing that is a lot of money. It really is. So when you go out there and you are a lead generation or a marketing business, the first thing you should focus on is understanding their process and seeing where their process is lacking. And then another thing that they talked about was branding. And a great quote that one of the speakers said, he runs Unique Designs, which is a branding company for influencers, which is something that I definitely love to do. I love to be able to help influencers out to really attract their ideal audience and start making them the authority in their niche. And the quote that he said was, "The quality of your brand will determine the quality of your client." And I'm a big believer in this, because if you got a low-class brand and you don't position yourself as somebody that works with high-class people, then you're going to start attracting low-class people. So your brand reputation is everything, and that starts with the quality of your brand and how you really represent yourself as either a personal brand or your business as a whole. And another thing he really talked about was branding starts with belief. And if you have a really big purpose, then it will drive your brand to where it needs to go. Like for me, my big purpose is to help domestic abuse women and children. If you've listened to any of my other podcast episodes, you've heard me talk about this. And the reason that I talk about this is because this is something that I am really passionate about. And if I can build my brand around impact and authenticity and just sharing my story and helping other people share their stories, especially when it comes to businesses, because a lot of businesses, they don't understand relationship marketing. And another speaker talked about this, but when it comes to marketing nowadays, relationship marketing is how you need to be marketing. You need to be building relationships with your audience, whether it's on social media, in person, or really just anywhere. You really need to be building that relationship with them. So if you can build a brand that really attracts your ideal audience and then sets everything up so that way you can build that relationship with them, you can really go out there and you can do some massive, massive things. And then a few other things that they talked about a lot was about mindset. Because when it comes to success, success is 80% psychology, which is 80% mindset, how you're thinking, and 20% strategy. And I'm a big believer in this. If you work with any coaching consultant that is actually really, really good, the first thing that they will do is work on your mindset, because they understand that if your mind isn't right, your business will never be right. You need to invest in yourself before you can invest in your business, because if you don't have the confidence to go out in the marketplace and raise your prices 30, 40, or 50% more than what you're paying now or what you're charging now, then you're not going to be able to grow your business the way that you want to grow it. Another big theme of this is less clients and more money. This is charging more for your services so that way you can put more time into the clients that you have, which is less clients, more money. And that's where it comes from. You want to have, I know you would rather have 10 clients at $10,000 a piece than 100 clients at $1,000 a piece. And the amount of time you can spend with the 10 clients versus the 100 clients, you can really get intimate with them and you can really help them build their processes and really just make them necessary mindset shifts that they need to make to really just go out there and level up their business. And those are the few tips that I have today. So a little bit of recap is, go out there and help your clients put the systems in place that they need before you start generating the leads. Because when you don't have them systems in place and your client is getting all the leads, but they're not able to close, it's going to be your fault. It really is. They don't give a shit whether or not you are doing what you need to do. If they can't close, they're going to be shitty leads, or that's what they're going to say. And it's a lot of the time because of the processes that they have in place. And then really focus on your brand. I know Grant Cardone says before you ever market your product or your service, you want to build the brand behind it. So that way you have at least a little bit of brand recognition, and you're not really just shooting by the cuff and just guessing what your audience really wants to know, hear, and you just want to have that brand reputation and everything ready by the time you go to market. This doesn't mean build your entire product and system and everything before you go to market. Build the brand that you're going to take to market, and then build the products and systems as you go. And that's just one really, really big takeaway. And then really focus on your mind. Get your mind to where it needs to be, so that way you can succeed and get the things done in your business, in your life that you really need to get done. So, as always, hustle hard, hustle smart, go make an impact, and for every person, there's a story. Go share yours.